I'm careful enough to make sure I turn Bluetooth and all that shit off beforehand. Come on, man. You know, my mom never
Modern
caught
age.
me. My mom never caught me, jacking off in the closet or nothing whenever I was a kid because I know how to hide, bro. I know how to hide.
Just think like of growing up. So we're of a particular generation where and I've been looking into this quite a bit, where we're not actually Generation X because you're what? You're like 40, right?
37.
37. All right. So what they would technically say you are is a millennial. But like, and they would say I'm technically Generation X, but we're actually not. We're of a crossover generation where we're not Gen X and we're not millennials. I think they were calling them Xennials or some shit like that. But
There's so many dumb names for all this shit.
yeah, yes, there are. But the point, like, so what we did is we started our relationships when we first started dating. We started on a landline phone.
Yeah.
And what we've seen is it go from analog to digital. That's why we're a crossover kind of thing, right?
Right.
And so so like I always think about, like, we started jerking off to a paper magazine, and it's just infinitely gotten better since then. Like my dad started with a film and having to get a projector set up. And we have it a little different. I haven't ironed out this joke at all, if you can fucking tell.
That's all right, man. You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I'm starting from nowhere with every fucking joke I got.
Well, that's somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because
How was the open mic? Or no, it wasn't an open mic. It was
no, man, it was pretty good, dude. Competition was hard. I know another two comics last night that performed who didn't make it to the final, so I don't feel as bad. But I mean, I did pretty good. I got votes, plenty of laughs. I think I got the set posted up on YouTube now on our channel.
Oh, cool.
So,
Rock and roll.
so it's there to watch. And then I got a show in Columbus too on the 2nd. I think. Pretty sure it's
On
the 2nd.
Really?
On the 2nd. Yeah, I got a show on Thursday at 8 over in the Continent over off of Bush Boulevard.
In the continent.
Incontinent. And then I got a show in Akron on the 12th.
Nice. Up in Akron. Until they shut everything down again.
Yeah, I'm fucking hoping they don't, because I got another show August 1st back in the Continent. So
the Continent is hilarious. When I was in middle school, I was there to watch a movie and ran into my health teacher who was wasted.
Dude, the Continent used to be the shit. Like, legit used to be the tit, balls, and ass of Columbus. I mean, fucking right around the corner was, what was that? Fucking Alrosa Villa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had all the good heavy metal and hard rock and shit right there. And then you had the Funny Bone was in the Continent. That's where it started.
Yep.
And I think, if I remember right, that was the original comedy Funny Bone too.
I think so. I want to say, yeah.
Pretty sure it was the original. I know it's from Columbus originally, but I think that was the original venue.
Yeah, no, it is from, what's funny, when I moved to Florida too, I moved to Orlando, and the first place I ended up was at the Funny Bone. And then I run into the same dude who was running the door at Easton. Like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, they kind of move around from Funny Bone to Funny Bone. I mean, there's like I don't know.
I think once you get in good at one.
Yeah, once you get in with one of them, you've got them all. They'll all book you. So.
The same owner.
Yeah. Overall.
That's why you don't want to piss off that owner. That's what Andy Dick did, right?
I don't know, probably. But I mean, it's just the Funny Bone. I mean, at risk of pissing off the Funny Bone and saying this publicly, I mean, it's just the Funny Bone.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great venue. I would think. Like, not talking shit. It was,
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I'm just not I never really liked the corporate comedy clubs like that. Like Wiley. I like places like Wiley's or, the Comedy Store or any of the holes in the walls, and you know what I mean? Like just
I get you.
the older school ones that aren't so neat and clean, I guess. But then again, I'm a dirty comic, so
Right.
I like to play in the mud. I think the show I have in Akron is actually a showcase for the raunchiest comedy show in Ohio.
Nice.
So yeah, I want to get on that. I want to be able to say some awful things that would
normally get booed. What do they get?
I don't know. Some of it you're just like, I've actually left places because I was like, I don't think the material I have prepared for this is going to work. I'm just going to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I always find that interesting.
But I mean, that was also, yeah, long time ago. Now I give less of a fuck.
Right.
Unless I'm warned ahead of time.
Right. Oh,
But
man. So many things.
There's so many things. So we'll see.
So many little lessons to learn.
Might have a show on the 11th. I haven't heard back about that yet. Who knows?
How does the scene look now? Is it like, so what I've heard is that it's a lot of, like, being a straight white guy, you aren't going to get a lot of spots.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. Fuck that. I mean, the show was mixed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like there's not a mix of comics. There's a smaller amount of comics who are decent. So
okay. So
you can't.
a lot of comics, but not very many decent ones.
Yeah, pretty much. So, and I mean, there's plenty of women comics. There's plenty of this. There's plenty of that. It's just whether or not they know about the gig. They go. There's so many different factors. But hey, I mean, if they're gonna, start doing my more diverse shit, that's cool.
Sorry, I brushed my teeth like you guys were.
Right. Yeah, well, it's always good to brush your teeth. My hair is just out of control.
Alright, almost there.
I was looking at it last night on the Zoom, and I was like, "Dang, I look like Justin Bieber haircut."
Man, do you guys not have barbershops and stuff open back up yet?
No. Plus, I still kind of would feel uneasy about doing it. I know barbers who are like doing it out of their houses and stuff. And I just kind of feel uneasy about it still.
Where are you at?
California, Bay Area.
Okay, yeah.
About an hour from San Francisco.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
I used to live in Berkeley.
Oh, nice.
For like 5 seconds. And I was like, fuck this place.
We're both in Central Ohio. We've had, the day the barbershop's open, I was like sitting there for 5 hours waiting for my the lady that cuts my hair to be ready for me. I wasn't missing that.
Yeah. Where are you, Matt? Where are you?
Who, us? We're both in Central Ohio.
Oh, Columbus.
Yeah.
They're about to rename our town, so it's gonna be cool.
Okay. Oh,
renaming it Flavortown.
Is it Columbus?
Yeah.
And they're getting rid of the name?
Oh, they're going nuts about it. They're tearing down all the statues and stuff, and it's like,
I saw a meme that showed a Benjamin Franklin statue on top of a skyscraper, like in the very tip top. It was like, good luck getting me.
Yeah, they got you guys nice and freaked out there, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Well, Sam's coworker tested positive for COVID, so
somebody in my dealership tested positive a couple weeks ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's always fun.
That's cool. It's slowly starting to climb again here again. So
yeah, we went up. We went up like 5,000 cases in like a couple of days, I think, something like that.
We haven't jumped that bad, but I don't think we've had that much of an increase overall. By the way, this is Sam Medina for those of you who are listening who I was an asshole and didn't actually introduce. And
We're
his
all over the
wife
place
is here
getting started.
also, although I don't see her on the video feed.
I think you'll see her in a moment.
I'm in
Okay.
the room.
Oh, she called you guys out. She's in the waiting room.
Well, I'm an
Click on
asshole.
it, Matt. Come on.
See, albinos are blind. Sometimes we miss everything 3 feet in front of our face. There we go. And this is Athena. Hey.
What's up, guys?
Oh,
What's up? How's it going?
yeah, it's going. Yeah, but I mean,
Fucking
we're
Ohio, man.
we're climbing. I'm worried because I've got 1, 2, 3 shows scheduled booked over the next month, possibly 4, and I'm like, I don't know how many of those I'm gonna get to do.
Yeah.
Before
Like,
we-
you mean like comedy shows in person?
Yeah. I was Friday night was the first one I had back. So
Congratulations.
yeah. God, dude, it was. It actually went really well. My first open mic was last week, like physical open mic. So I at least got in front of some people before I went on stage. It was a competition they do every year.
Oh, wow.
So I basically paid to get on stage for the first time.
Nice.
I don't care. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
One of my friends in San Antonio, Texas, she's doing really good. You know, she's a name, so she gets booked on a lot of shows. And they opened up Texas, and she got a ton of bookings like really fast, and then they closed Texas. Sucks.
That does suck.
Right?
Wait, have they
Terrible,
closed
man.
Texas back down again?
Yeah, I think yesterday or the day before, something like that. Yeah, Texas is donezo again.
Man, well, that's crappy for them. I know. I think Rogan was going to be there soon.
Everything is bigger in Texas, even the coronavirus count.
Yep.
It's a huge fucking state, man.
Yeah.
And they never
lived there
really
for a
did
little bit.
anything to try and mitigate it in the first place anyway. They just
I don't
said,
even know. I don't know who's doing what. I'm just trying to stay home and wear a mask when I go out. And hopefully this thing will pass soon enough.
not die.
Yeah, not die. Yeah.
We're actually leaving town on Sunday.
Oh, nice. Where are you going?
We're going to the Caribbean.
Wow.
That's a big change.
Yeah, we were already there actually a few weeks ago.
Oh,
How
that's
is
nice.
everything out there? Like as far as the
They
pandemic?
have 0 cases,
Oh, okay.
Lovely.
you know, and it was interesting. I mean, we took all our kids, but they technically weren't open really. They had National Guard walking up and down the beaches and stuff, making sure people weren't in
Wow.
groups and that sort of thing. But there was nobody there, so you know, nobody's traveling. The airports are dead.
Easy day for the National Guard.
Yeah. I mean, it was like the Langoliers though. Like there was literally, I walked into an airport and no one was working. Nobody was there. I was just trying to pick up their tickets for the next day, and it was like I've never been to a closed airport before, like a international hub. No one's doing shit.
Yeah, and then I see people posting pictures on planes, and it's like 12 people on like a 100-person plane or whatever.
Yeah, they had us sit in every other seat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Weird.
willing to do the.
Didn't sit next to each other.
Yeah, well, we were family, so we moved next to each other. But
Okay, and yeah,
yeah,
nice. They have in some places they have outdoor events happening and things like that.
Well, yeah, I know. Even during the quarantine, I was seeing somebody was doing like those drive-through comedy shows in LA.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I know Bert's touring drive-in movie theaters right now.
I won't say any names, but yeah, I know a few people doing some rogue comedy shows.
Oh, yeah?
Parks and things like that.
well,
I
that
mean,
guy
it's-
Mark Rabelais, have you guys ever seen him?
No.
Oh, he's pretty fucking hilarious. He just did a drive-in show here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. I got a buddy who runs a wrestling company in Michigan. He's doing a drive-in wrestling show.
I mean, people are finding ways, man. Like Dave Chappelle's holding these pop-up shows in like his backyard, basically,
Yeah.
I mean, all
right
Dave,
up the road from my
all
house.
Dave Chappelle's do is record something in his living room and put it on YouTube, and it'll get like 5,000 hits or 5 million hits.
Well,
Yeah.
he lives like 45 minutes away from my house.
From you, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
So I finally found out where they sell the tickets and shit at. So I'm waiting for another
Oh wow,
one to
they
pop
actually
up.
take it to it? That's cool.
Yeah,
I've been
but I
doing a
mean,
bunch.
it's you have to buy two. It's like you have to buy 2 at a time. There's an extremely small number of them. I don't think I'm supposed to have the information that I have, but I pieced it together through. I spent like 6 hours like digging through Facebook. Like, all right, yeah, and I figured enough out to find out where it was. It's really dumb because it's hidden in plain sight.
Yeah, nice.
But
it's okay. I found out where Fred Durst used to hang out on Thursday nights before the pandemic happened. And so my plan is that when life goes back to normal, for me to hang out there and try to become best friends with him. We'll see.
With Fred Durst.
Yeah, become best friends with Fred Durst.
That'd be a good time.
We have a plan.
Basically, it's just stalking him.
Basically, until he likes me.
Well, I mean, until you get the cease and desist order, it's not really illegal.
It's
It's
stalking,
just
right?
slightly creepy.
Sam is hoping he realizes that, he cares so much about him.
I figure we'll either become best friends or I'll have a restraining order with his autograph on it.
Yeah, either way you win.
And in 10 years, whenever Fred Durst it does the VH1 behind the music or whatever, and Limp Bizkit gets all famous again, you can sell that restraining order.
Oh yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, I got a restraining order.
Yeah, restraining order right here with his autograph on it.
Okay, I'll get another one.
Tell me more where that came from.
I just want to know how soft his hands are.
Well, that's fun. So how long have you guys been doing comedy?
You go ahead because she started first.
I started in October of 2009. Dang.
I started in September of 2010.
So yeah, like 10 years for me.
Yeah. Quick backstory. So we went to junior high together. We went to middle school together, and then went to different high schools and different paths of life. And I ended up finding her through like a mutual friend on Facebook. Later on, like at the age of 29, and she was doing comedy, and it was my dream to do comedy. And so I started going to the shows, hanging out, and then she started helping me get stuff ready to go on stage. And then we just kind of, started dating in the process and fell in love. And I went on stage, and we're both comics.
Right on. That's pretty awesome.
First, but Sam made friends.
Yeah, I made friends first. She was a wallflower. She just do her sets and just leave. And then I would
anxiety.
When I started going to the shows, I would hang out, and I made friends with all the comics and stuff.
Right.
Before I was even doing comedy.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
It's easy to get accepted that way. Though I gotta admit, when I first started doing it, I would just go do my spot and then leave because I'd just be so ashamed of how horrible I was that I would have to run. Because it's not like I can't blend back into the crowd after I'm done. When you're an albino, it's like, no, you still glow over there in the corner, just like you did up there.
You still suck in the corner.
Yeah, pretty much. I was
down. It's too bright over here.
Well, it's like I realized, I'm gonna have to. I can't. So I never record my sets. I'm horrible about it. And a friend of mine recorded my set Friday night for me. He was like, "Hey, do you want me to record it so you got some tape because you have no tape?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I need tape." Because all my other shit was audio, because that's all I would remember is I'd get up there with my phone in my hand like, oh, fuck. I can't do phone recordings in a club. Like in a bar, it's cool. But whenever there's that much light, my whole face goes white. Like you can make out my facial features in my show from Friday because I have glasses. They're like, all right, so that's where his eyes are. That dark slivers the mouth. Okay, I look like Terrence and Phillip.
The flopping head.
Yeah, dude, it's so oh man.
Well, that's what's good for you in shitty clubs. You don't even need lighting.
Yeah, that's true.
No, and if there's black lights, I can make my own. I've considered I've considered like as a just a like a gag intro. It's going out, because I wear 2 shirts. I come from the class of people that if you're not wearing a white tee under your outer shirt, you're just disrespectful to people who are watching you. Because you get all sweaty and gross and nasty, So what I was thinking about doing is pulling saying, hey, I do one imitation. Here's my imitation of Bert Kreischer, and take off the outer shirt so that way it's just the white tee and be like, draw
like,
nipples on the shirt.
Totally disappear, you guys.
Yeah, if I take it all off, you guys will go blind. You don't want the reflective. It's the facsimile. I don't know. It's too hacky though. I think.
You can say you have a job as a street reflector.
Could that's yeah.
My night job.
My night job. You know the thing that stops you from hitting potholes. That's me. That's me. I do that at night. Yeah. Oh, fun. Yeah, you know, being an albino is a good time.
Hell yeah.
Daytime sucks, but you know, whatever. I'm a glutton for punishment. I was a door-to-door salesman for 10 years, so I actually sold magazines in Southern California for 3 months. That was fun.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
It was. It wasn't too bad. So do you guys try and stay local whenever you guys are performing, or do you guys venture out, or yeah, awesome.
Yeah, for the most part, you know, we stick around. Like I work in Pleasanton, or not anybody knows where that is. So we live in Tracy. I work in Pleasanton. So she'll pick me up from work when, you know, there's no pandemic. And then from there, all the traffic is kind of going towards where we live. And so we can go to San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland, with no traffic.
That's not bad.
Nice.
That's pretty rare for somebody in California to say I can go somewhere with no traffic.
Yeah, because all the traffic's going the other way.
Yeah.
So we can go there. We just go to our venue in San Francisco, you know, go hang out, get some food, go to our venues. And then in San Francisco, man, you can hit 2 or 3 mics a night. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a big
That's
town.
nice.
You can get even more if you time it well, because I mean the San Francisco Bay Area has also got, you know, Oakland stuck in there, and Oakland has its own little like nucleus of comedy. So it's there's just so much potential and opportunity to, you know, get as much work done in one night.
Yeah.
Now, is everybody real supportive out there?
Oh yeah. You know, it's crazy because the Bay Area is super supportive. Like everybody it's all like a big family. We help each other. You know, it's crazy. And then other people from other areas talk about how unsupportive their community is. And
right.
It just kind of blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't realize how
this
good we
is the
had
only
it.
community that we've ever really known.
Well,
It's the sunshine, man.
Well, it's weird because you hear like Hollywood's cutthroat. The music scene in California is cutthroat. Like there's so much of the entertainment industry that's cutthroat, but all you hear about the California comedy scene is, no, we're cool as long as you're not like a thief. We're good.
Just want to stand outside the venue and get high. That's all.
Yeah, right. I mean, just eat some food, laugh a little bit.
I will say we did one night of comedy, 2 shows in LA in January. And everybody was super nice. All the comics were super nice. We got invited out, you know, to go hang out with comics and get drinks and stuff. And it was cool. We met a lot of cool people. So, I mean, I have heard LA is super cutthroat. I haven't seen it yet. But,
well, not the comedy scene. Like the comedy scene is super nice.
Yeah.
Like they're all that's all you hear about the LA, but everything else about the entertainment industry, especially in LA, it's just
I know about that.
just
Well, I think
cutthroat.
the comedy scene is super cutthroat too. You know, but I don't think we were a threat because we were
told that
a couple out of towners. So
by people
just
who
loved
moved
us.
to LA.
Right.
Well, the bar is so high. I don't know. My impression from what I've heard talking to other LA comics, like people who've either lived there or joined in on the scene, you know, it's like, it's not that it's cutthroat. It's just the bar is so high because you have the Comedy Store and that place is world fucking famous. You know, it's one of the oldest comedy clubs in the fucking world. You know what I mean? So when there's a place like that around, the bar's so high, like if you suck, it's going to be so obvious. Yeah. So obvious, you know? But I mean, like cutthroat, I don't know. The cutthroat scenes I know of are like the Cincinnati, Ohio is seen as apparently pretty cutthroat and hard to get into.
Oh.
Like these smaller scenes where there's not so much comedy, it's like it's so famine driven that it's just people are rude. I spend most of my time in Dayton and Columbus because I'm kind of in the middle. Dayton's super chill. It's got some good clubs. The oldest comedy club in Ohio is there, so it's cool. It's pretty fun.
I got a family out in Ohio. I got to go out there one of these days in Springfield.
Man, yeah. See, Springfield's right by Dayton, man. You guys should come out.
How far is it? So if I go to Springfield, I can hit comedy in Dayton?
Oh yeah, man. It's like 30 minutes away, maybe.
If
Just let me know. Shoot me a
No,
message.
it's
or whatever.
30 Ohio minutes too. It's not California.
Yeah. It's a 30-minute actual like relaxed long drive.
Of people driving slow in the left lane.
It's not 30 minutes sitting in traffic.
No, not 30 minutes to go a quarter of a mile. 30 minutes to actually travel, on the interstate. 30 minutes away.
30 minutes of actual moving.
Yeah.
Right.
You would actually have to rent a U-Haul to move from Springfield to Dayton, but it's...
Oh my gosh. And one thing about San Francisco is like, we can get to the venue like 30 minutes before it starts, but we're still struggling to find parking for like half an hour.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you don't have that problem here, man. You don't have that problem. Hell, there was apparently the hookah there's a hookah bar here that holds an open mic that I went to last week, and this week's the guy that owns the place just didn't even show up, so everybody was just chilling outside, open micing it on the sidewalk and shit. Like,
wow, that's cool though. I mean, whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I love the Dayton scene. I think that's where I'm gonna end up making my home out of here in Ohio, just because it's so relaxed, it's so chill. Nobody really gives a fuck. It's like just tell jokes, enjoy yourself.
I don't know. The Dayton scene's pretty cool, but I like the married scene a little more.
Oh, ha 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 ha! I would, dude. Fuck Dayton nowadays, man. Fuck that. I'm happy as fuck. I'm
Holy
married.
shit.
There's no way. Absolutely no way I would want to date now. I mean, like, between the Me Too shit and no.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
There's just like so much crazy shit going on nowadays, and I'm a fucking nut job, so I would get Me Too'd super quick.
That does make things a little difficult.
Pandemic Tinder sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Hey everybody, I'm a nut job. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, I have no filter. I will say plenty of inappropriate shit. You're not gonna like half of it. Anybody want to go out for drinks later?
If you thought about what you said, you would never tell jokes.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I don't necessarily have to be telling the joke to play some super wildly inappropriate. So I'm just wildly inappropriate. Like, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine that sold magazines with me for a long time, and he was like, you realize that, like, your whole lifestyle back then was basically unacceptable now. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, it was all consensual, but I was the guy who my whole pitch to get laid was, I'm gone in a week or two, because I traveled the country for 10 years. I had no home base at all. So my pickup line for like bars or whenever I was selling you something was like, I'm gone in 2 weeks. Your friends aren't going to know. My friends aren't going to know. This is like a complete undercover. Yeah, this is like the perfect one-night stand. Like, it could literally almost never happen again. I would have to come back to your apartment. You would have to live here all over. You know what I mean? Like, this is a shot. It was two squirrels trying to get a nut. No hard feelings.
And then her response is, can I just buy magazines instead?
There were some of those, but then there was also I had this conversation with a chick in Illinois that I ended up sleeping with, and we were talking about how, like, she got out of this long fucking relationship. She ended up with her boss. She's like, I have no idea how in the fuck I'm going to break up with this dude and it be cool. It just happened because I was lonely. And I was like, I could be your reason. I mean, if you cheat on him, that's a good reason to break up. And she was like, that fucking works.
Or she could just say, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore.
But I saw the opportunity, and I'm a salesman. I was like, fuck, you close the mouth, don't get fed. And that's part of why I think I'm a decent comic, is just because fucking I spent all this time being a whack job. Like, yeah, that's a comic.
Hell yeah.
That's a comic. We're all fucking crazy. Most of us say.
I mean, you can get paid for doing that kind of
I can just picture Matt hooking with a girl, and she'd be like, turn off the light. And he's like, I already did.
Yeah, if the windows are open and the sunlight's
a week and a half.
Lights off. What are you talking about?
It's not my fault. God made me this way.
His nickname in high school was Nightlight.
Hey!
It was Whitey, but that would have worked.
Sorry, I'm roasting you. It's just fun.
No, it's fun. That's one of the reasons I like being a comic, man. It's like, this shit's fun. I like being made fun of. Now that I'm older, I can take it. Whenever I was a little kid, I was like, no, I don't like this. I'm going to go do drugs. And now I've done so many drugs, I'm like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Damn 8-year-old junkie.
I know, right?
Hey, I started when I was 12, bro. I started when I was 12. All right, just let's get it right. I wasn't that young. Fuck, my life didn't get that fucked up that quick. Jesus.
Yeah. You had some fucking responsible thoughts in your brain, 12.
And then I went to Boy Scouts, and my friend was like, here, try this LSD. And I was like, absolutely.
What the fuck? In Boy Scouts?
Dude, Boy Scouts is like one of the wildest fucking places. You would never think of it. Like, there's a reason why they're going out of business.
LSD going on.
I know, right?
I mean, I think they're. Never mind. I won't even go there.
I mean, if the scout leaders are gonna look the other way while they're diddling boys, they're not paying attention to what the fuck we're doing. Like, that was the first place I had acid. That was the first place I smoked weed. That was the first place I smoked cigarettes.
First blowjob.
Man.
That's
no, that was on a construction site for a pack of cigarettes. Later on in life, that's my Me Too story. Yay. But and I don't even give a. I just
the trauma with Snickers, so I can't relate.
Yeah, shooting up all that caramel and nougat good.
Yum.
Oh.
Hook it to my veins.
But it's fun. I don't know. My wife, she's not a huge comedy fan, so.
Oh dang.
Oh.
No.
Perfect couple.
I make it hard, I think.
Yeah.
I would think personally.
It works out for me.
Yay.
Well, that's good. She doesn't go to the shows. You can talk about her.
I would anyway. I told you, man. I have no filter.
Yeah, but you're a comic. It's different.
Yeah, I mean, I film it. I'm gonna follow the. I officially became a comic like in January. I dabbled with it for a long time, and I've decided that I'm gonna run like the Mark Normand or Andrew Schultz model, and basically just put everything online. Like, even if it sucks, I'm just gonna put it all out there. So yeah, my wife's gonna see all the awfulness anyway. She may as well just go to the fucking show. So I have somebody to remember to record. Huh?
Mark Normand's he put up an hour special on YouTube recently, and it's really funny.
Dude, it is hilarious. I was laughing so hard. Did you see the first set he did whenever he was back on stage?
No, I only saw that special that he put up. I never heard of him until that started going around. All the comments were talking about it.
Yeah, the special's really good. His first set back on stage is also on his YouTube stuff, and it is absolutely fucking hilarious. Like, he is so nervous, like, the whole time. Like, he pulls this piece of paper out of his back pocket. He's like, man, I haven't done this in a long time. He's like, these are my jokes. I got notes. Fuck, I'm nervous. Like, just, it's so good to see, like, somebody that funny, that raw. And I saw it, like, before I went back on stage for the first time. So I was like, look, if he was that bad, I'm putting notes in my back pocket just in case. I think I can pull that off. I think I can. And I never pulled them out of my pocket. Not once. Not once. And it's all completely new material for me. You know what I mean? Shit I wrote during the pandemic. So, yeah, I love Mark, dude. He is so funny.
Too terrible. At an open mic. A showcase is kind of looked down upon, but, like, at an open mic, it's fine.
Oh, yeah. Open mics aren't a big deal, but this was, like, show. Like, we're competing for money, and you know what I mean? Like, it was a show. So they probably would have been like, why is he pulling notes out of his back pocket? But it never got to that.
They probably would have known.
Probably not.
Nobody's been on stage in 4 months.
What is this? What's happening?
Everybody has notes.
Well, I was ready, like, because when you get your anxiety going or whatever, you can feel like the blood rushing to your skin. And being an albino, you can see the blood rush to my skin. So, I mean, I had like a whole bit prepared about it, just waiting, like, oh, fuck, man, you guys can see my anxiety showing. I can feel it. This is what I look like with a tan. Fuck, I need to get out my notes so I feel a little bit more normal and not so lightheaded. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Like, but I mean, we albinos turn red. So when my anxiety shows up or like I'm super nervous or whatever, you can tell. I can't hide it because I beat red. Just beat fucking red. You can see a shade of my anxiety right now. It's pretty awesome. Now that I'm talking about it.
Oh yeah, you can. I never noticed.
Yeah. Boom! It's
like you pointed out, it'll probably get worse.
Probably, and that's fine. That's fine.
Keep
it's
it
like
going.
We change colors.
Did somebody order the ketchup?
Hey.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
White rosé.
Yeah.
But yeah, we enjoyed traveling to different places. We went to Reno in August, I think, and did some mics out there, some open mics, and met a lot of cool people. And then in October we did our honeymoon in Honolulu.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. And just before that happened, I joined a Honolulu Facebook group of comics, and I talked to a few people, and I got us booked on a showcase out there.
Nice.
Well, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Hawaii would be fun, man. That's one of the few places I've never been to. I've been to the 48 states that are in the mainland, but I haven't left.
Yeah, man, the comedy scene in Honolulu is great. Everybody's super nice. Everybody's super helpful and stuff. This dude, like, we were about to call an Uber, and this dude's like, I'll get you guys back to your hotel. I was like, cool, all right,
Dude, everybody I've met from Hawaii is fucking super cool. I mean, super. The first Democrat I would have ever voted for in my life was going to be from Hawaii. So, not that I'm a Republican, it's just I don't like either of them.
I don't like any politics. I feel like it's all like
it's all the same shit.
It's all lies, and
that's why I
tell you what you want to hear, so you vote for them.
Yeah, and then then they have the secret backroom deals that they basically just keep doing all of the same things and ignore what they told you. That's why I joined the American Pirate Party, man. Like that way I could feel like I was still in politics. Yeah, dude, totally real. Our party in Europe actually holds 5 seats in the European Parliament. We have a platform, like it's a legit political party registered here to run candidates. I'm hoping to either once I get famous enough from comedy to become to run for office under the Pirate Party. It's all about like freedom of information.
You're gonna get canceled if you do that. Run for politics.
That's fine.
I mean, like, look what this guy said in 2020.
I'll just well, see, the whole thing with the Pirate Party, like one of our main, very few actual stances is freedom of information. So that's just it. It's freedom of information. Of course, I said it, and it's out there.
Are you supposed to have a patch on a pirate? I mean, a parrot.
No, our symbol's like a ship, I think, and a ship with an American flag or something like that. I don't remember, but it's just free information, small government.
What's funny is if you run for president as a pirate candidate, you can vow to end piracy.
But we support piracy, so I mean
that's illegal.
There's a problem with that, depending on what you're pirating, I guess.
Legalize piracy.
We're gonna raid the booty.
I'm going to re-legalize marijuana, but I'm going to legalize piracy, so you guys can watch all the TV shows and movies you want. But you can't be high.
Well, I mean, we support that stuff. We're more into like the piracy of the information the government wants to hide. Like we support social issues like free healthcare, free schooling, all that kind of stuff. Because I mean, really, in order to have a good society, there's a certain level that everybody has to be able to meet. As far as your healthcare goes, your education level goes. I mean, these are the same systemic problems that are messing with people of color and stuff in the United States. Is like the bootstrap stuff is real, but when you don't have a fucking pair of boots to put on, how the fuck are you going to pull them up, right? So we support all that shit, but we also, don't feel like the NSA should necessarily be able to hold all this information without letting you know what it is. I mean, the terms of service you sign when you sign up for shit sucks dick, but at least it lets you know everything it's going to do if you want to read it. Our government tells you 1% of what it does, and you have no clue what the other 99% is.
Oh my God, I feel like that every time Sam talks to me. He only tells me about 1% of what he does.
What?
And the rest is just a mystery.
Sam is big
government.
government.
She'll have conversations with me. She'll think of a conversation in her head, and then she'll respond to herself to me, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
I do that shit to my wife all the time, except I blame the LSD. Like, I have full-blown conversations with her while she's sitting in the same fucking room, and like a week later, I'm like, hey, you remember I'm going to do this? And she's like, no. And I'm like, but we talked about it. No, we didn't. You were right there. I remember. She's like, no, you didn't say a fucking word. I'm like, Jesus, the LSD came back again.
I never done LSD.
I think that's most married couples to some level. Yeah, at least I have an excuse, I guess. But I think marriage is an excuse in and of itself. Whenever you're around the other person a lot, especially during the quarantine, it's like you just it's like road noise when you drive. You just end up tuning it out at some point until you realize, oh fuck, I need to pay attention to you.
Yeah, I mean, how's it been for you guys, like being stuck during quarantine?
I'm still working. I have 2 jobs. I work at a car dealership in the service department, which is essential, so that never closed down. So I've been working there, and then I also work at a comedy club as security, and that got shut down. So I'm working a little less, but I'm still working every day and things like that. So we're not like crazy in each other's hair.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to be in my hair, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fine when we're hanging out together.
Yeah.
We don't really get frustrated or anything about not leaving.
We're either doing Zoom mics or we're watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nice.
It's a good show.
Yeah, we're binging it right now. We're on season 8. I love it.
Oh yeah.
I've only watched bits and pieces. Man, I don't have time to watch most.
Oh my god, dude, you gotta fucking find the time. It's only 20 minutes an episode.
It starts like the first season isn't great, and
second season.
I almost quit 3 times.
Yeah.
But from season 2 on, it's just a wild ride.
When Danny DeVito shows up.
Yeah, right. The moment they show him, I fell in love with the show.
Well, that's why I want to watch. That's why I want to watch it. I just haven't smoked
But you
enough
gotta
weed
watch
and sat down and blocked it out.
Yeah, it's only 7 episodes, but
that's cool. I love Danny. I've always loved Danny DeVito. The motherfucker's so funny.
Ever since Taxi, I mean, he's great.
God,
you better watch it before they take the blackface episode off.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one too. Yeah.
It's fucking funny.
And the Speaking of blackface, have you guys? I've been asking a lot of people about this just because nobody's ever. Have you ever seen the movie Soul Man?
No.
Oh yeah.
I know you have. We've talked about it. You guys should watch that. If you want to see like a really funny ass movie that is not okay to show in public today, it's from the 80s. It's called Soul Man.
That's in all kinds of movies in the 80s. I forgot what his name is.
Ferris Bueller?
No,
it's not Matthew Broderick. It's he's like, but he was a part of that whole clique of like weird bro comics in the 80s.
No, if you saw him, you would recognize him. What the hell else was he in? He was in hella shit.
I saw some on the TV show.
He was on Saturday Night Live a bunch of times, I think. Hold on, I'm gonna have to like pop over to the Google Mafoo and get it real quick because this movie, like, it's about this white kid who Soul Man.
C. Thomas Howell.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he was one of the triple name kids. They called him the triple name people. But yeah, God, that movie was so funny. Like, wait, you want to let me into Harvard because I'm white? Yeah, we need more black people.
Very funny. He looks like Christopher Walken.
I think he does kind of look like Christopher Walken.
Does he? Oh my God! Whoa! Now, yeah. Holy wow!
Mm-hmm. He looks like Christopher Walken's son.
Why is his head so long?
That's funny.
You think?
Anyway, I don't know that guy. I mean, maybe if I saw him as a kid or something, but I don't know who the fuck that is.
Okay.
He was in like all those just like stupid college movies and shit that were out in the 80s. He was like the generic Breakfast Club kids.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say yes. That's the same thing.
I miss those movies. I had like a total 80s moment the other day and was just jamming out to 80s music. Because I was born in 83, so like I grew up in it. My mom was like this huge aerobics person back in the 80s, so like I'd have to go to all of her aerobics classes and they would like do aerobics to all the new wave stuff. She like did all these parades and shit where they would dance down the street and aerobic shit and fucking weird.
Nice.
The aerobic parade?
Dude, it was so like looking back, it's so white person, but like every Christmas their aerobics troupe was like in the Christmas parade. So like they would dance down the street and there would be somebody holding this like ghetto blaster in front of them, blasting like 80s music, and they're just dancing and shit, walking. This, like, I wish I was older because look, and there was video of it whenever I was younger. Like back then, you know, like I want to see what it looked like now that I'm an adult so I can just laugh my ass off. Because every time I think about it, I almost end up in tears. Because just I can remember like images. I've seen pictures and the teased hair and like the sweaters with the green leggings and shit, and they're all wearing bells, and it's fucking funny.
That's funny.
I wish I could.
If you love 80s movies, there's a show on Netflix I recommend. It's called The Movies That Made Us.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. It's so good.
Incredible. It's incredible.
So good. Because there was so much shit. Like the 80s basically formed my view of life, and it took me so many years to make me realize that like that's not how life is. Like I always thought that like Breakfast Club is how my life was going to end up, and oh no.
The way that I started seeing the world was through WWF in the 80s and then early 90s.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Mine was Better Off Dead.
Oh my God, I love Better Off Dead.
Oh, dude, I could quote any of that.
Nobody ever remembers it.
Oh man,
I remember a thing called Better Off Ned. I think
that's what taught me about dating. That's why I was so bad at it for so long.
And it's so weird because like I love a lot of John Cusack's movies, but that's like my number one that I love.
There's so many hidden things.
Written, how actors are in it. His mom is one of my favorite characters.
His brother cuts the boxes of cereal.
Wow.
Even the cat food.
So gross.
When he opens his closet, do you remember like all the clothes are on hangers with his girlfriend's picture on the hanger? Right? So it looks like she's wearing all of his shirt.
Nice.
It's like, get me out of here.
That movie, I love that movie, man.
We used to watch that over and over again, my sister and I. It was great.
Don't tell Mom the babysitter's dead. That was a good one.
It was pretty good. Do you remember Hands Across America?
No.
Well, you're too young. Yeah. That was crazy.
I remember, you mean like was it a movie or the actual?
No, it was an actual thing.
Yeah, no, I do.
Wait, are you talking about the Michael Jackson thing where like they did the
yeah, and Michael Jackson was in Youngstown, and the guy here was Michael J. Fox was in Columbus.
Oh, I love Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, and like it was like I think it was like 1986 is when it was. So you were probably too young.
We did a comedy show for the Michael J. Fox Parkinson's Foundation. One time.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool.
It must be great masturbating with Parkinson's, man. Like it's so easy for them. Sorry, I couldn't. That might be.
It's easy for them to do the stranger.
Yeah.
I love Michael J. Fox. He's
dude.
Awesome.
He's such a Back to the Future, man. I grew up that was like one of the first movies I ever saw in a theater.
Yeah, same here.
Like my mom took me to that. Like the first movie I saw in a theater was Batman. And then
it was Pinocchio.
I don't know. Maybe mine was Land Before Time, I think, actually.
It was scary as fuck.
Land Before Time.
Is that a whale and shit?
Is that a whale?
That was.
Sam gets scared from the most ridiculous things in movies.
Yeah, I had so much things. We watched recently Finding Nemo, and I just couldn't watch it because the ending is just so much anxiety.
Really?
I'm like, no, he's gonna die.
He was so scared. I'm like, we don't have to watch it. The same thing happened when we watched, what was it, Jurassic World?
That was you too, though.
No, but he was scared.
I wasn't scared.
Of velociraptors coming out in the theater and scaring him. We weren't in any crazy like special theater. He was just so frustrated when we left.
I was like, "You're gonna guess. The dinosaurs gonna guess."
We watched a documentary of wild boars attacking.
No, the one was when turkeys attack. I'm scared of turkeys now because they attack.
Dude, turkeys are crazy. So here's a fun story. I've seen videos, so I know for 100% fact this motherfucker was not lying to me. Okay, so like I said, I sold magazines for 10 years. I've met all kinds of crazy fucking people. I was in Virginia, in like this little town in like podunk nowhere, and I was talking to this dude on his front porch, and I don't remember, we were talking about hunting, and he was like, yeah, we get a lot of turkeys around here. He's like, a turkey raped my boy last year. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, when they start rutting, sometimes they just get weird and aggressive, and you never know what the fuck's going to happen. We've seen them rape dogs and all kinds of shit. And I was like, but your kid? I was like, I don't know if I believe that. He's like, no, I got a video of it. I was like, wait, you didn't stop it? He goes, nah.
He's like, I uploaded to you.
He's like, you can't stop it. He's like, them fuckers are mean and got big ass claws and shit, and you can't shoot it because he was in city limits. He would have gotten in trouble. So he's like,
I mean, hit it with a bat.
so he showed me the video of this turkey basically raping his boy. And it's like, it's not like a little kid. He was like 17 or something, So I mean, he should have been able to fight the turkey off.
In Virginia, is that like a coming of age?
Maybe. I'm from West Virginia. We don't do that. We don't fuck turkeys where I'm from, but it's possible in Virginia. There are reasons we left the state, so that might be one of them. Yeah.
I met a guy. I used to work with a guy from Virginia, and he was telling me that West Virginia people and Virginia people they hate each other.
Oh yeah.
And he told me that they have jokes about each other, and I was like, "Tell me a joke." So he told me I know one West Virginia joke. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
What does a girl from West Virginia say when she's done having sex?
Hurry up, Dad. Get off my cigarettes.
Yeah, get off me, Dad. You're crushing my cigarettes.
Yeah, I knew it was on like that. I've heard that one a bunch of times.
I love that shit. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's a good one. There's a lot of them. What do you call a toothbrush? Or how do you know the toothbrush was invented in West Virginia? Anywhere else it would have been called the teeth brush.
Nice.
There's fucking so many of them.
That's funny.
So many of them. Yeah, we don't like. I mean, it's not that we don't like people from Virginia. We just separated over the slavery thing, and Virginia's held a grudge against us ever since.
Yeah,
and for some reason, what we don't like is the fact that people still try and attach us to Virginia. Like we're not a completely separate fucking state. Like people will say Western Virginia all the time. No, Western Virginia is a totally separate place that happens to butt up against our state. We're just different folks, man.
Yeah, you are.
They're honestly far classier rednecks in Virginia than we are in West Virginia. We're much more trashy people.
Nice.
But that's fine. We accept it. It's
Yeah, I love it.
It's just who we are,
It's definitely saying something that Virginia was too hillbilly.
Like, look down at the people in West Virginia, but who are they, They're just a little less trashy.
And the only really trashy parts of Virginia are the parts that like surround DC, and those aren't real Virginians. Those are politicians.
Yeah.
And they're definitely trashier than we are in West Virginia, so.
Yeah, they all moved there to be politics.
Yeah.
Except for Chip Jones. My boy Chip Jones, he's a comic. He's in DC.
I'd love to do comedy in DC, man, because it's so there's so many black people in DC. Like, I would love to see their live take of what the fuck is going on in the world, especially like the open micers who don't really have that much skill, who are just talking shit. That would be fun. Just to spend like a week in their comedy clubs. I love DC. I sold magazines out there too, and like it's crazy. We didn't do it very much around DC because it's dangerous as fuck to go door to door, but we spent like 3 hours in Prince George's County just kind of randomly knocking apartment complexes for fun. And there was one place this dude was standing outside in his whitey tighties with like a guitar amplifier and a microphone. Singing Michael Bolton songs. So that was kind of fun.
Nice.
Like, it's just fucking wild, man. Like, DC's a wild fucking place. Most people don't know if you go 2 blocks away from the White House, you're in like the projects.
Wow, that close?
That close, man. That close. That's like DC is a perfect example of the disparity within our country. Like, You go from the utter opulence of a military protected White House that takes like, $1 billion a year to run. And 2 blocks away, there's people who are living in housing that is paid for by the government. That's fucking falling apart. Like, it's crazy.
Literally the other side of the tracks.
Yeah, you don't even have to fucking cross railroad tracks. It's like you cross the park.
Across the street.
Yeah, I'm surprised like Trump hasn't forced these motherfuckers to move out,
Yeah.
It would make sense, that way he doesn't have to look at them. But oh well. Fun times we find ourselves in.
Yeah. One thing about this pandemic that I'm liking is that there's so many comics that I consider my friend. I just mentioned Chip Jones. I never would have met them if I wasn't forced to stay home, and do this comedy on Zoom.
Right.
So I'm thankful for that. There's a lot of comics that I met recently that are awesome people. They're really funny, and I just otherwise wouldn't have known them.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great for networking, man. I agree with that completely. And I think people who haven't taken advantage of it, because I've seen a lot of people who just refused.
And now
it's silly. I mean, Zoom comedy is not great, but it's better than sitting in your house staring at your wall.
Yeah. When the pandemic lifts, it's like if I go to Salt Lake City, I know who to hit up. If I go to DC, I know who to hit up. If I go to Ohio, I know who to hit up.
Right. And not only that, you've kept the muscle at least flexed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sure, you're not going to hear all the laughs. You're not going to get the breaks. You're not going to get, there's stuff that you're just going to miss out on that you get on stage, through Zoom. But there's still, for me, like, I paid attention to people's eyeballs. That's what I watch, right? Because as a salesman, that's what you pay attention to. Because you can tell how attentive someone is and how interested they are in what you're saying by how often their eyes,
like look away from you.
Yeah, and
interesting.
It's just one of those things that you can kind of pick up. Like, it doesn't work in certain situations. Like podcasts obviously doesn't work because you can't stay in the same focus the whole time. But when you're presenting something like a stage show, like on Zoom, you could totally use it.
That's cool.
Yeah, especially if like you're in like some of the writing shows, because I know there's some shows that like just are there to help people write, and everybody gets muted in those. At least the ones I do. That way, it's like the comic and one other person. So you have to go by total body cues just to be able to tell.
Yeah, I did this mic. It was like about maybe 8 people, and then after it was over, we just kind of went around the room and everybody kind of gave everybody else tips that they thought of during their sets. It was really fun. I don't remember whose mic it was, but it was really fun.
That kind of stuff's awesome, man. I'm with there's a group of Dayton guys that I write with now that we do everything through Discord.
Okay, I don't know anything about Discord. I never even attempted to get on it.
That's the only one that I do it on. Well, that in Cincinnati, but I haven't jumped into theirs very much. I just know the Dayton guys a lot better, so it kind of they know where I'm coming from with my material a lot more. So it's a lot easier for them to be like, yeah, no, that's not gonna fucking work, dude. That's no way, and your pacing or any of that kind of shit. So it's cool though having that. That's all come out of the pandemic, man. All of it's come out of the pandemic.
And it's a new resource because Zoom, I never even heard of Zoom before the pandemic. So it's a new resource for comics and stuff like that, And then
podcasts. Fucking Zoom is amazing. Sorry to interrupt, but
you're good. I'm just saying there's games that we can stream on here, like play games with other people and stuff like that. It's just there's so many things we could do.
Yeah, we want to venture out into creating different types of platforms besides just for comedy, like possibly doing trivia shows or game shows with comedians, or something maybe a little bit different. So if somebody isn't quite inclined to go to a comedy show, they might be wanting to play a game that's online with other people that are funny.
Right.
You never know. Sky's the limit is different possibilities and stuff.
Yeah, and if cases keep going up, we might be stuck in this for a little longer than what we thought. So
yeah. And I've had, man, like you guys, it sounds like you guys have been kind of doing the same thing I have. Like I've got so many ideas of shit that I want to do because I had nothing better to do. Like, I don't understand why people weren't more productive than what they were. Some people have been.
I wasn't at first. I was like, this will blow over. It'll be fine, whatever, you know. But then as like a month went by and like a month and a half went by, I'm like, well, I better start doing something, I guess.
Yeah,
Ohio kind of jumped the gun before a lot of other places did. So like I was non-essential. So I went from, as soon as Ohio had its first case, we shut down, like completely shut down. There wasn't like an ease into quarantine or anything. Our governor was like, we're done. Next 2 weeks, nobody except for this small group of people is allowed to do shit. And we're like, okay. And that's when I started, man. Like I started right away. I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to, I could, but I also can't sit still. My wife hates it, but I can't relax. Like I'm constantly trying to do something productive. So I unfortunately didn't get to relax at all until like a month and a half in, and like I ran into a wall and had to take a week off because like I was doing like 6 Zooms a day and fucking it was crazy.
Yeah, you can
but fun, dude. You can get so sucked in.
Yeah. We're on a mic today and later on today in an hour.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw that. That's you guys are doing Rachel's, right? The pandemic.
Yeah, pandemic. Yeah.
Dude, she is such a great host. I love Rachel.
Yeah, she's so cool. She has really good energy.
Mm-hmm.
And can handle the occasional slightly racist joke towards Jews very, very well. I was super happy because I was like,
I heard about that.
It came out, and I was like, fuck. I didn't really mean to say that joke, but oh well.
Oh, that was you.
It was me. Well, wait. There was one that was really, really, really bad.
Okay.
I don't think that one was me because Rachel still talks to me whenever I talk to her. So I don't think it was after my set. She said something, and there was like there's a bit I was working on called for Jews for Jesus. And it was something about like him flipping the table over or something. I can't remember what it was. I got it written down in my notes somewhere with an asterisk beside it. This needs a lot of work. But I said it, and I could see like in her face, she was like, and I was like, my bad. And it was cool. But no, she's good, man. She's a cool person, and she runs a really good show too. A really good show.
So I do an open mic every Friday night. Oh, we do, but I host it every Friday night on the Zoom as well.
Oh yeah, what's that?
The hypothetical, right?
Comedy. Yeah, that's our brand. So we started doing shows at this club where I work at called Tommy T's here in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And we did one in December, and then we did one in February, and I have 2 more on the calendar. Well, actually, one's passed was in March, in May. I had 2 more on the calendar that I was gonna, we're gonna do and stuff. But then the whole pandemic happened, and so we weren't able to do that. So we were doing we took our showcases onto Zoom, and as a free Zoom member, you can only do a 40-minute Zoom meeting at a time. So I signed up for the the $15.99 or whatever, so you have unlimited Zoom meetings. And so we're like, you know what? I'm paying for this. I'm gonna get my use out of it. So yeah, we do an open mic every Friday night. It's really fun, hypothetical comedy. Last week we went like 3.5 hours. Just so many.
Wow.
Really good time. And then Thursday nights we'll do like game night. We'll do Jackbox games, Quiplash, and things like that. And then we could do that on Zoom as well.
Sweet.
And then we have our monthly showcase, which we did last night.
Cool. Yeah. Well, where can people find the centralized hub for all of y'all's stuff? That way.
Everything that we do is usually in hypothetical comedy. We have a Facebook like page, hypothetical comedy. We have an Instagram, hypothetical comedy. My personal stuff is at Funky Sam Medina.
And you?
Oh, sorry. I was reading his background going, it's right there.
It's right above me.
Yeah, I know, but we do an audio and a video version. So.
Uh-oh, where does this guy go?
Did I disappear?
Yeah, it said your temperature's too high, and now it says no signal.
That's what happened. My camera goes out.
Coronavirus.
Your camera has the virus.
I got limited time on my fancy camera here.
Oh.
It happens.
It's because I'm a fucking nerd.
I'll make my profile picture of me just pointing out my name. And there's this picture of me from Santa Cruz I really like. Because, like, the spotlight's looking down on me and I'm holding a beer in the air and I look like a winner. I like
That's
it.
a good picture. All the pictures I have for me on stage anywhere, you, again, can't see my fucking face, so.
Dude, all my pictures of me on stage that other people take of me are me like this.
Yeah, so I was a photographer for like, or I still am, I guess, but I've been doing it for 16 years. And it's the same as when you're trying to take photos of people when they're eating. There's no good way to do it.
Oh, so I know you're probably trying to wrap it up, but real quick. So we did comedy together in San Jose, California for a few years. We, with all these different mics and stuff. And about 2015, 2016, we kind of slowly started like not doing comedy. And then by mid 2016, we were not doing comedy at all. And we did not do comedy for about three years. And just this past July, it's something that we've always wanted to get back into. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
It was in our hearts. We were always comics. We always considered ourselves comics, even though we weren't doing comedy for years at this point. But in 2019, we got married in July, on July 13th. We were together for 9 years at that point. And then on July 22nd, we went on stage for the first time. And so our 1 year anniversary of being back in comedy is coming up next month. And we're pretty excited.
Nice. Well, future congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks. Our 1 year anniversary of comedy is coming up, let alone, we just got married the same month, but our comedy anniversary is coming up.
That one's the important one.
That's the important
one. Right? That's the one you guys know is going to last for the rest of your lives.
Hell yeah.
Well, everybody go check out Hypothetical Comedy. Sam and his wife Athena are wonderful, wonderful people. And
Great meeting you guys.
We do get to have you guys back on again some other time. See ya.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Bye.